Hello, hello, happy Wednesday. It's not Wednesday, just kidding. Happy Friday. It's the weekend. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Sharon Newman, if you don't know me. If you are here live, just say hi. I'd love to say hi to people so I don't feel like I'm talking to a screen. And if you're catching this on the replay, just put hashtag replay so I can say hi to you later. I love that you are watching this video. This is possibly my favorite subject. This is my jam. This is why I do what I do. I am going to be talking about ingredients of concern and maybe even more importantly, why you should care. So I've been doing this for a very long time. I think I mentioned in the welcome video that I am a breast cancer survivor, and it was my surgeon almost 10 years ago now. It was probably 9 years ago when I was discharged, and we went through that conversation of what I can do to make sure that, or lessen my chances of my cancer coming back. And she said a lot of things that you would expect, like the way you eat. Sorry, I'm going to turn that off. The way you eat and the amount of sleep that you get, and exercise and yoga and mindfulness and all these wonderful things, which I try and practice. But the one thing that I didn't expect her to say is to watch out for a certain ingredient that I'm going to get to in our personal care products, because there are hormone disruptors in our personal care products, and certain cancers are triggered and fed based on hormones in our bodies. So she advised me to watch out for that. So that started me on a journey of looking into my personal care products. And it wasn't just the one ingredient. The more I learned that there were a number of ingredients. And at the time, it wasn't so easy to find clean products. I spent a lot of time in this very space in my office on my computer till the wee hours of the night trying to find safe products. And then, of course, do these safe products actually work, or do they smell like dirt? Right? That's a whole nother issue. So I'm excited to talk about this. Why you should care? Well, let me tell you. So your skin is your largest organ. And what you put on it, this is usually the missing link, what you put on it gets absorbed and actually affects your health and your body function. Very similar to the way, what you put in your mouth affects your body function, same with what you put on your skin. Think about the nicotine patch. Think about the birth control patch. So these little squares that we wear on our arm or on our hips affect our hormones. And, and in the case of the sorry, birth control patch, it's affecting our entire reproductive system. So there's no disputing that what we put on our skin matters. And I'll tell you, ladies, and I think there's a man in here too, it's a matter of time before these ingredients that I'm going to talk about are regulated. It's going to happen. What I'm urging you to do is take control of it now, right? So take control of your health. So I want you to think about, a lot of times people say to me, well, I don't have to worry about it because, I don't wear a lot of makeup, and I don't use a lot of stuff. And so I really just, put on nothing and I go. I don't wear a lot of makeup either. And in fact, I put on makeup for you today. So, but I want you to think about, do you wash your hair? Do you put conditioner in your hair? Do you put styling products? Do you use deodorant? Do you brush your teeth? Do you wash your face? Do you wash your hands? Do you put cream on your feet? Do you put sunscreen on? Like, these are all, and it's the cumulative effect of all these products that we are putting on a daily basis. So just a statistic I want to put out there for you is a woman uses 12 products, on average 12 products per day. And a teen, and to me this is more scarier, a teen puts on average 17 products per day. A teen is developing, right? So they're in their developmental stage, and so a change in their hormone balance makes a difference. So based on the fact that what we put on our skin matters and how many products we're putting on our skin on a daily basis, this is something that I urge you to look at and pay some attention to. So I want to go through, I think, just 4 ingredients today that I would love for you to start paying attention to. The first one is simple. It is fragrance. So it is, I urge you, it's the first one. It's easy to find. Usually it's at the end, although companies are now hiding it kind of in the middle, whether it says perfume or fragrance. I urge you to look out for this one, and I'll tell you why. It is a loophole in the system. So if you think of, your favorite perfume, um, nowhere on the bottle does it tell you what makes that amazing Chanel No. 5 smell or whatever it is, right? It just says perfume. So companies are able to put in whatever they want, right? And not disclose it. So if you're going to start paying attention to what ingredients are in there and make sure there are certain ingredients that are not in there, you don't want anything with fragrance in it because companies will put those ingredients there. They're savvy, obviously. They know that there are certain ingredients that consumers are starting to look out for. Consumer does not want in their products. Well, if they have fragrance, they can put that ingredient in and not tell you, right? So it's a transparency issue. And I will tell you that you can have amazing smelling products that don't have the word fragrance in them, right? So there are essential oils and other things that make products smell incredible. The one that started me on my journey is parabens. Very easy to find because it'll say parabens. It might have a different prefix to it. So it could be methyl parabens, propyl parabens, isoparabens, butyl parabens, but you're going to see the name parabens. So it's very easy to find. And the reason why you want to look out for this one is because in the body, it gets absorbed in the body. It has been found in breast cancer tissue. And the body doesn't know whether it's a paraben or it's estrogen because parabens mimic estrogen in the body. So just a crazy thing that I think about every once in a while. My breast cancer was hormone receptive positive, meaning it fed on the hormones in the body. It fed on the estrogen that my ovaries were producing, right? I found my breast cancer early through a study, but standard of care would have been for me to have my mammogram this year when I turned 50. And so I would have had the last 10 years of feeding my tumor with estrogen from my ovaries and parabens that I was using in my products. And, my cancer, when it would have been found, would have been a whole different story. So, we want to look out for that. And it's a buzzword. Like a lot of companies are now not including it, right? So it should be easier to find, again, if there's no fragrance in the bottle. The next one is phthalates, and phthalates is in a lot of products. It is a plasticizer and it helps scents and other things stick to the body. So you will find it in perfumes. You will find it in nail products. You will find it in anything that a lot of things that have a scent to it. And the issue with phthalates is that it is another hormone disruptor, and it disrupts males' hormones. So people have found, or studies have found, that men are having lower sperm counts with use of phthalates. And there's actually an article that I'm going to post in here about sperm counts and how it's dropping quite drastically in the last decade. And the last one I want to talk about, actually there's 2 I want to talk about, sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium lauryl sulfate. You'll either see it like that or you'll see the acronyms SLS or SLES. And so if any of you have tried a cleaner shampoo, you might find that it doesn't foam like what you might be used to in the past. Same with soaps. These ingredients help with the lather, but they don't help with cleaning or scent or anything else. So, but what they do as well is they're an irritant. So if you've ever gone to get your hair colored and you're you wash your hair. I get it all the time. And now I bring my own shampoo sometimes if I'm going not to my normal place. That your hair is really itchy, and that's sodium lauryl sulfate. Also, like in the winter when your skin's really dry, and now with COVID, we're washing our hands all the time. Try and find a soap that doesn't have SLS in it because it's really, really irritating. Besides that, it can be contaminated with a formaldehyde releaser. So it's just an ingredient that you don't need to have in order for a soap to work. And the last one is formaldehyde. So no, you will not find, the company will not put formaldehyde in the bottle, right? Because then they'd have to disclose it unless they put it in the fragrance. But there's a bunch of ingredients called formaldehyde releasers. And these ingredients, when they come into contact with other ingredients, they have a chemical reaction in the bottle, and you actually end up with formaldehyde in the bottle. Formaldehyde is if you remember from biology class, it's a really good preservative. So companies like to use it because it's this cheap, easy preservative. It is irritant. It is a carcinogen. And it is perfectly legal for companies to do this. So I will put in the chat, I will put the names, what you actually have to look out for. They're not so simple, but I will put them in the chat for you. And I do want to say, that was a lot of information that I just gave you, and you might be like, I don't know where to go and where to look. So a couple things. First of all, progress over perfection. Okay, if you can change one thing, right? If you change your shampoo, you are reducing your exposure to harmful chemicals by, I don't know what percentage, right? Just small step. Switch out one thing and then switch out another thing. Don't get overwhelmed about the whole thing. That's the first thing. Second is I'm going to put a post in here about a tool that I love to use. It's the tool that I spent a lot of time in here searching through. It's called EWG. If you want to look at it on the website, it's ewg.org, and there's also an app that you can download. And this is a not-for-profit company, and they have a massive database of products, and they rate them by toxicity level. So I'm going to post some information about that shortly, and it is a great resource. So you can put in your Chanel number 5 if you really want to, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to get a good rating. But you can put your Maybelline Long Lash Mascara Double Duty, I'm making it up, and see what kind of toxicity rating it gets. You can even drill down and it'll tell you why it got that high toxicity rating. Was it fragrance that was in it? Was it the formaldehyde releaser that was in it? What is in it that gives it that high rating? So it's a very valuable tool. And the last thing, I would love it if you made it this far. I've been talking for a while, I'm sorry. If you made it this far, I would love for you please to put a comment and tell me the one thing that you've learned, just one thing that you've learned. I would love that. I want to know what sticks out in your head. So if you can do that, I would love it. I'm going to post those resources for you, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I will be here again tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern time, and we are going to talk skincare, because I'll give you guys a little sneak peek, but it's not a peek. You can find safe skincare that works, and we're going to talk about that. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.